And welcome back to the grades of reporting from Coach Pettaway. But, Coach, I don't know if we're going to have some grades to talk about since we last got together, man. It's been a lot to take place. How you doing this week, sir?
I'm doing fine, but yeah, this is final exam time, and it looks like we're going to have some people that are going to be exempt from the final.
Oh, man. Well, let's start first things first, Coach. The SWAC championship game. We had Jackson State beating Southern University. It was pretty much one-sided from the first quarter. But I'm interested to hear your grades anyway, Coach. What you got? Well,
sir? Believe it or not, I may shock some people. Jackson State is going to get there. Jackson State, by the way, won the game 43-24. Jackson State will get an A for their effort. They're one of the teams that will be exempt from the final exam. And Southern, believe it or not, I'm giving them a B. And I'm going to tell you why. I thought that they came out and played better than they did than the first meeting. They showed some things on the offensive and defensive side that they did not show in that first game. Yes, that first quarter was a disaster, but they showed their resolve by coming back and putting points on the board. They put almost more points against Jackson State's defense than anybody else this season. So that's why I gave them a B. And the other reason is they made it to the championship game.
Well, they did make it to the championship game. A lot of people are saying that the last quarterback, I think his name was Daniels, they said they should have started him, but hindsight is 20/20, right?
Right.
I'm not going to be that generous because of that first quarter, because it was a championship game. I'm going to give them a C-. They did make the championship. Of course, Jackson gets an A. They were exempt, as you mentioned, rolled on and did what they had to do. Now, although it was 26-0 before you knew it, and maybe you can help make sense of this, Coach, why were they going for 2-point conversions?
The only thing I can see is that maybe there was an injury that we were not aware of. I haven't figured that out either.
Okay. Well, I can buy that because Texas Southern was in a similar situation toward the final game of the season. The kicker was injured and another one was missing, and so they just had to go for 2-point conversions all the time. So, okay, I'll check that one off then. Now, the game was the game, and it was what it was, but the swirl in the atmosphere, no doubt, was the acceptance of a new position for Coach Sanders at Colorado. Didn't have that much of an effect on the game as I thought it would have. What are you making of all this, Coach?
Well, I'm going to tell you why I don't think it affected the game as much. Because some of those players that played so well, they're some of the same guys that were probably saying in their mind, if Coach gets this job, I need to show him that I can play at Colorado. So they're going to do their best. In other words, it didn't bother them that he was moving up. They were elated that he had that opportunity, and then some of them are seeing another opportunity for them. Because with this portal, with you being able to transfer without sitting out, man, that's a big piece. That's a big piece to this puzzle. So I think those kids, the distractions did not bother them, and some of them, they were auditioning for their next position or next job. And I think that's why they came out and played.
Well, that's why I have you on, sir, because I never even looked at it like that, and it makes all the sense in the world. Now, the fans, on the other hand, were truly consumed and concerned and very much distraught. Do you think that they may have been expecting too much from Coach Sanders.
I truly do. I truly believe that they went into this. They didn't have their eyes wide open. They're just banking it on their university being, in their minds, the top school in HBCU, and that man should be a part of them forever. And they weren't looking at this the right way. They did not look at his background. This man has been self-promoting since he was in high school. That's how he got to Florida State. It continued at Florida State. It continued in the NFL. It continued in Major League Baseball. He's been doing it. Continued after his playing days when he became a broadcaster. So the platform or the things that he's been doing them for most of his life. So they're the Jackson State Tigers. A tiger's not going to change his stripes. So Prime was not going to change who he is and what he is for them. He's not going to change for anybody. And when he turned his life over to Christ, he just showed another side of himself. And so for that, I think they did not come into this with their eyes wide open.
Well, then they've been saying that Deion's a sellout. Really, Jackson's the sellout. Wouldn't it be safe to say?
Some are saying that. They're saying that right now.
Wow. Well, it's been very interesting however the cookie has crumbled. Now, he's saying that he wants to come back and coach the Celebration Bowl. There are mixed emotions about that. My challenge to JSU is whether he's coaching or not, or you're going to come out and support your program. Because it matters.
I think they will because they're in the championship game. They want to be in attendance because this is historic now. This would be historic if they can win the game. You know, they've already set a precedence by finishing the regular season undefeated. Now to go on and do an undefeated national championship would be outstanding.
Yes, sir. Now, they will have a tall order, although they're not undefeated, but North Carolina Central has a very impressive 9-2 record. They'll be representing the MEAC. And I'll get a chance to, do the measures of the tapes later on throughout the course of the week, leading to the championship games, a couple of weeks off. But it's going to be very interesting how this thing unfolds. Meanwhile, records are saying that Deion is recruiting for Colorado. Can you see that being somewhat of a conflict of interest between getting ready for a bowl game and then recruiting for another position or another location?
Okay. Now, let me just say this. The precedent has already been set for this. We've had other coaches. When Sark was at Alabama and everybody knew that he was going to be the next coach at Texas, he still did his job. When he left the first time from the University of Alabama to go to the Falcons, he did his job. When Kirby Smart left Alabama to take the Georgia job, he still did his job. He still coached in the national championship game and still recruited for Georgia. The precedent has already been set, so the Jackson State people got to get over themselves. Allow this man to finish what he started. He can do both because now here's the big kicker. You're recruiting a different caliber of player for the two different schools. The guys that he's recruiting from Colorado, he would not be able to get some of those guys to come to Jackson State. He has gotten a few of those guys, but now he's got to get multiple. He's got to increase that in order to be successful at Colorado. So he's going after the 5 stars, the 4 stars, on a consistent basis. He did not have to do that at Jackson State. All he needed was 12 or 13 to put on a roster. Now he has to build a roster entirely of 4 and 5 stars in order to be successful in the Pac-12.
No doubt about it. I was in conversation with a young man the other day, and he was talking about how impressive it was to have that top-ranked defense in the nation. And I explained to him, I said, well, yeah, as you mentioned, if I got 12, 13 FBS caliber defensive linemen and they're playing on an FCS platform, I expect them to be dominant, Coach, and I expect them to keep people at a minimum. But as you say, the playing field will be even. I wish Coach Sanders all the luck in the world. And, you know, I don't know if you heard this before, Coach, but luck is spelled L-U-C-K, right? And it simply stands for labor under the correct knowledge. So if he is laboring under correct knowledge, when he gets to Colorado and he has an even playing field, he has a good budget, and they're also talking about, they committed to give him this $5 million a year, but Colorado now is doing the mad scramble to raise the funding to be able to pay him. But I'm pretty sure they're going to come through and find some money somewhere to make sure that they keep their promise to Coach Sanders.
Right. I mean, to me, they've already shown their commitment, because when, you know, there was a post about them already committing $5 million for the assistants. Well, that's SEC money.
Yes.
That's SEC money for assistants.
Yes.
So to pay him and to pay his assistants, you're showing a commitment. And then when it comes to facilities, I think a lot of us have already seen those videos of where they showed their facilities. They're up there with everybody else.
Yes, sir.
So in terms of that, he's on a level playing field where he has to make a difference on the recruiting trail. He's got to get the top athletes to come to Colorado to play for him.
Well, they already got their quarterback, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
So he let that be known.
And we will find out if he's ready for that level. Quick,
yes, sir.
Fast, and in a hurry.
To be continued for sure. And speaking of to be continued, Coach, we have a new facility in the conference when it comes to basketball. And I know you can't wait to tell us all about it. So go ahead, sir, and let us know.
Right. The event center is it is by far the number one facility in the SWAC right now for basketball. It seats 6,000 people. It's state-of-the-art. It's over 150,000 square feet of space, and it will be able to do a lot. It is a showpiece for Alabama A&M University. It's a showpiece for the SWAC. And I hope sometime we'll get an opportunity to put a video. There is a video out there, and people should look at it. And they've already played in it. It has everything that a coach could want when it comes to having a showpiece for basketball. So now all we got to do is use that to help on the recruiting trail, and I think we're going to be okay.
Okay, let me dangle a carrot, Coach, and I know that Birmingham is the location for the SWAC basketball tournament. Perhaps we can see this on the other hill in Huntsville, because I claim Prairie View is my hill, so I got to jab at you a little bit. But do you think there's possible a chance that you could have the tournament there?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think A&M should put in a bid for it. In terms of the city, we're the largest city in the state of Alabama, so accommodating everybody would not be a problem. They've got about 6 locker rooms in there, so being able to get in and get out would be easy for the teams. And I think it's something that they're going to have to look at. They've already been awarded the state junior college tournament, basketball tournament for both men and women. So that'll be a good barometer for how Alabama A&M could handle a big tournament.
Well, that's exciting, that the facilities are there. And if you allow me to say, rest in peace, the Brubaker facility. I just always loved that. I thought it was a unique home court advantage. but things are looking up in the world of basketball as far as the conference is concerned. And brings us up to speed, Coach. You got to be impressed with what the SWAC has been doing on the hardwood in our quote-unquote preseason games.
Right. We've had an unbelievable season. Now, I think it's going to be, when it's all said and done, this is going to end up being an historic preseason for the SWAC. We've never had this many wins against quality opponents like they've had this year. And I think I'm looking forward to a great season, because if these teams are able to go on the road, and some of the games have been won on their home court, but to be able to beat other conferences has been amazing this year. And I look forward to a great basketball season.
Yes, sir. And Grambling continue to just be a terror, regardless of who they're facing on the floor right now. And I almost call them a bully, Coach, but they can't be a bully when they're beating up on the bullies themselves, right?
Right. Yeah, Coach Jackson's doing a great job down there. He's assembled a team that has bought in, and they are doing an outstanding job.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm looking forward to it. We got a lot of the stuff that we wanted to talk about, but of course, as always, Dion became the focus of attention today, but I'm okay with that, Coach. I hope that JSU can recover, and we'll have some time, but do you have any early projections on how that Celebration Bowl is going to be, sir?
Well, I'm hoping, the SWAC has to get off the snide. We need to win this game. We need to win this game because the MEAC has done an outstanding job over the last few Celebration Bowls. If we're going to beat the MEAC, this is the year. This Jackson State team needs to stay together, and they need to come out and show that they're the best in the nation. So I'm looking at Jackson State winning this game despite the distractions.
Well, I'm hoping so, too. We said that last year, Jackson State coming in with the record, and South Carolina said, not so fast, my friend.
And
to be honest with you, Coach, this North Carolina Central team is a lot better, in my opinion, than that South Carolina. And for the record, Jackson State is a better team than they represented on last year. So it's going to be a very interesting game. I'm a SWAC guy. I tell people all the time, we got all these conferences, and they do matter to a degree, but I'm concerned about the SWAC. So with that being said, come on, JSU, I love. Let's get over the hump and bring it home for the home team. Coach, as always, man, it is always a joy and a pleasure to talk with you. Man, I learn every time. Our listeners learn. And we have a good time doing this, sir. And I just want to give you an opportunity to have some closing thoughts for today.
Well, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I definitely enjoy our conversations on and off the air. And I look forward to being able to continue our conversations, and I want to encourage you to continue doing what you do, having the love for the SWAC with that Open Mic Broadcast Network. And I would like our fans to understand the work that you put in to make the network successful. And I want to encourage you to continue getting the word out because it's very, very much needed.
Thank you so much, sir. And like I said, it's a labor of love, and we're going to do it till we can't do it no more. And it's folks like you that make yourself available to share your knowledge and your passion for the conference as well, that keep this thing moving forward. He is the guru of OU. I'm going to call him Doctor today. The Doctor, Coach Van Pettaway. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Reminding you guys that you can follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and be sure to visit our website, obnradio.com. And if there's an event that you missed about the Mike Prince Show, ask your smart device, hey, play the latest episode of the Mike Prince Show, and you'll be brought up to speed just like that. I must exit stage left. My time is far spent. But until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.